as if the entire She-Hulk situation couldn't get any worse, She-Hulk series director makes some sus comments about sex positivity, but also for children to watch. Don't even, like, I'm just gonna dive in. Okay, so I saw this on my timeline from Polygon. It says She-Hulk director Kat Coiro wanted to make a sex-positive show that kids could also watch. I said it keeps getting worse. And then here I said sex positivity is a sugar-coated scam to popularize perversion. Society is making this more obvious by the minute. And obviously I said it, so I believe it. And they just keep telling on themselves more and more. And how people aren't seeing through the lines here now is just disturbing. Now, a lot of people are, thankfully. I don't feel like I'm losing my mind because people are gathering around, thank goodness, because it feels like you're yelling into the void sometimes when you're like, why is this happening? Like, why are they pushing this stuff on children all the time? Like, not even school is safe from grooming that's going on, and it keeps getting worse. This is very much a deliberate effort. I don't care if anybody calls me crazy, alt-right, call me whatever you want. I don't care. Things are getting ridiculously out of hand. And even some of the replies that I got on this were so disturbing, I don't even want to show them on my channel. That's how disgusting some of the people trying to make excuses for this and say that this is okay and trying to normalize this for children. There are at least a couple comments there about children that they said that just disturbed me to an unbelievable degree, and I will not even show that on my channel. That's how far gone society is, and that's why we got to stand up against this crap, because it's only going to get worse, and we have to protect the children. So anyway, this director basically talks about, or this article talks to the director, Kat Coiro, series director, and basically what she says here is, she goes, the thing I always loved about this show were the smaller moments and being able to see a superhero coming home, kicking her shoes off after a long day at work. Okay. She cited Ant-Man as one of her favorite Marvel movies simply because it has the little kind of peaks at normal life, she says. And she was thrilled to stage Daredevil hallway fights and the momentary season finale brawl between Hulk King, Abomination, and She-Hulk, which she revealed, thanks to a loopy schedule, was the first scene that she actually shot for She-Hulk. But she was excited to take the series to uncharted places in the MCU, specifically the bedroom. All right. We always felt like there was a fear around sex and around the idea of sex positivity, Coiro says. So it was our job to keep having the conversation. We wanted to say, look, she's a woman in her 30s navigating normal modern life. Sex is a part of that story, and ask, how far could we go? Clearly, that they always want to push things as far as they can. And then it's only going to keep getting worse. And so people want to act like we're being prudes for speaking out now. Dude, the slope keeps getting slipperier. Things keep getting worse. Like I said, even in schools right now, things are just at a ridiculous level. And it's the fact that it's even as normalized as it already has been is insane. And there's nothing sex positive about this show. We see Jennifer Walters hook up with 3 guys in a matter of weeks. We see her feel empty from being ghosted because a guy sleeps with her and runs. And then we see her talk about herself like she's just worth nothing. The way that she writes about herself on her dating bio and what she's looking for. She's looking for a guy with a strong mattress or a big mattress and a strong back or whatever that was. And she said that was just ridiculous. So she has no self-respect for herself, and this is something that they want kids to see. This is what they want to normalize for children to see. It's bad enough that, okay, if some other adults are watching this, and okay, if they want to disrespect their own bodies and other people's bodies, and they're totally okay with the way how Jennifer Walters disrespects herself and disrespects all the guys that she looks at like a piece of meat. And whenever they're going through one of their one of her therapy sessions from getting ghosted, how a guy mentioned, oh, did you make love? And she goes, ew, gross. No, we just had sex. Like, that is supposed to be sex positivity. How is that positive? Well, this is a Trojan horse that they want to try to sugarcoat it, and they want to try to make it seem like, oh, this is a positive, good thing, when really it's just perverting society. It's making things worse. And trust me, this mindset is not helping the younger generation. You know, I feel like the younger millennials started pushing this even more. Now look at Gen Z. What have we done to Gen Z? Just hop on TikTok and see Gen Z talking. They're trying to turn things around. They're like, this is getting out of hand. The dating pool is awful for them because nobody is looking for relationships anymore. Everybody's just looking for hookups. And who does the hookup culture benefit? Users, okay? There's nothing to be bragging about or nothing positive about hookup culture except for people who are using people. Those are the only people who benefit out of it. And they've already emotionally damaged themselves, so that's not a flex. Because sex is something that bonds you to another person. It should be treated as sacred. Yes, your body should be treated as sacred. And I don't care what gender you are, male or female, you should treat your body as something sacred and special. Not that you'll just give away to anybody willy-nilly because they give you a compliment or buy you French fries, like in this show. And this is a message you're trying to teach children. They're suffering. Gen Z right now is suffering with the dating pool, with perversion thrown at them constantly. We have to put our foot down at some point because it's getting out of hand. Now let's continue. I haven't even gotten to the worst parts of this. And here, it's just disgusting. She-Hulk is easily one of the horniest shows currently streaming on Disney Plus. They say this like it's a positive thing. And for that, one of the most refreshing. This is where we're at. They are glorifying perversion. But Koiro says that her goal was still to deliver a show that could play to the broader youth-skewing Marvel audience. So she wants kids to watch this. Of course. They want Hollywood is filled with a ton of pedos. And what they want to do is they want kids to see this stuff. They want to groom these kids. They're disgusting. The director says She-Hulk is the first show she's ever really worked on where she was receiving voicemails from 9-year-olds begging her to hear what happened next. And her parents and friends who normally didn't watch Marvel movies were hooked on She-Hulk. There was a greater responsibility and challenge to make She-Hulk be everything for everyone without losing its commentary. We wanted to make it realistic and about a woman navigating sex, but also make it something that everybody can enjoy, including children, because this is an element of the show that is really fun for young people. This whole entire show was mostly centered around just Jennifer Walters hooking up guys, Jennifer Walters disrespecting herself, and Jennifer Walters disrespecting guys as well. And them trying to humiliate men and trying to make men out as the bad guy. There's nothing positive that children are going to get out of this show. And so many people will say, well, it's comic accurate. You're just showing you don't know the comics, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I don't know the comics because I haven't read them. I do know a lot of people who actually like the comics, hate this show. And they say Jennifer Walters isn't as insufferable in the comics, but I digress. Regardless, even if this was completely 100% accurate to the comics, so that's supposed to make me change my mind, then maybe the comics aren't for me then, because this just seems disgusting. Okay, I'm not for that. I'm just not, especially when you're targeting children. No. This should not be a thing. Now, adults who watch and read smut, whatever, do what you want. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's healthy for anybody. And I made a tweet about this over the weekend that got like 20,000 likes, but it also got flooded with a crap ton of backlash from OnlyFans models. Like and people in the gaming industry got very mad. But that's neither here nor there. I could make a whole other video on that. But regardless, a lot of the argument behind that is, what about the incels? They're going to abuse women if they don't have an outlet. So we have to have girls do this. We have to have girls sell their bodies online to for these guys to just feed their appetite so they don't attack women. It just makes zero sense. That's like saying, oh, let's go ahead and give alcoholics more alcohol so they don't attack people. No. Obviously, these guys who have Coomer brains and who are addicted to corn and are ruining their lives as a result, how about we try to rehabilitate people like that, encourage them to, I don't know, maybe go to the gym. You're like 6 months away from like a gym and good nutrition and getting off that crap and healing your mind and your emotions, and socializing, whatever you got to do, man. Find other productive things, but there are ways to try to rehabilitate people, and that is not a good excuse. Not only that, but it's a very classist thing to say. So if you want to talk about woke people pushing this thing, they can't even woke right, and they can't even focus on the actual situation at hand. You have politicians right now, female politicians, who are saying, yeah, let's go ahead and normalize, or let's go ahead and legalize prostitution so that these incels can't hurt people. That's their excuse, but people are too stupid to see through it. And what they're seeing is, yeah, let's let all the low class people, let's let them ruin their lives. Okay, so that we'll sit pretty over here and we don't have to, put our time and attention on rehabilitating people. That's just where it's at. And right now, the reason why it's such a, it's gotten as huge as it has too, and why a lot of girls are even doing this stuff and participating in this stuff, is because of the money. And because let's face it, if it wasn't for that, they wouldn't be doing it. So this is what you're teaching young girls. This is what you're normalizing to young girls. You're making hookup culture worse, and you're making the dating experience, and you're making the younger generation, you're making it harder for them to find true love. Is this what you guys want? This is disgusting. It's just disgusting. And I'm even seeing, when I go on TikTok and I get to the Gen Z side of TikTok, there are actually surprisingly a whole bunch of them who are speaking out against this crap. And honestly, it's going to take a lot of their voices to help turn things around, because us older people, like I'm a millennial, so us millennials and older, or around that age, sometimes we can just be treated as, we're just out of touch boomer type things. So it really will take a lot of the younger generation standing up as well to help fight this perversion that's going on. But we can't let them win. So that's all I know. This is where we're at, and I could make a whole other video and really dive deeper into this, but all I know is that this isn't helping anybody. This is definitely hurting the future generation, and the fact that they really want to get kids involved in this shows their intentions, and they're very disgusting, corrupt, and yeah, we can't support that crap. So if we want to see change. But anyway, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'll catch you next time. In the meantime, go boom.